The long-running fight between Ripple Labs and the Securities and Exchange Commission may be coming to a conclusion soon. In this regard, the SEC Commissioner Joseph Grunfest stated in an interview that no matter how it ends out, the SEC is going to lose in the SEC versus Ripple case, and a settlement may be in the works. According to his words, it appears that the SEC will lose the war even if they win the battle. So, what does this mean? And when likely will the settlement be reached? Welcome back XRP Army. Please like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. One of the first people to question the decision to pursue the XRP litigation was a former SEC commissioner. Grunfest had, in fact, issued a letter to associated commissioners before the complaint was subsequently lodged. Nonetheless, even among the SEC officials, the decision to sue Ripple Labs was unpopular. In fact, he chastised the XRP lawsuit on the basis of judgment rather than misconduct. So, does this litigation truly assist the SEC in attaining any results? Well, according to attorney Jeremy Hogan's 6 March tweets, the SEC versus Ripple case could be completed by August 26, 2022. It doesn't matter if it's through a settlement or a judicial judgment. When asked about the conclusion, Grunfest stated why it would continue to be a difficult subject. There has been a lot of discussion over whether XRP is a security or not, but experts believe there are other concerns here that are intellectually more exciting and may perhaps be more outcome determinative. Here's the catch. According to him, he states that, if you end up transacting XRP on a foreign exchange that isn't in the United States, the SEC won't be able to reach you. This was in line with the ruling of the United States Supreme Court. It's vital to remember that federal securities rules only apply to transactions that take place in the United States. According to rumors, Ripple's long-running legal battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is finally resulting in a settlement. As the court case, which carries all the signs of a test case against cryptocurrencies, begins to wind down, unsubstantiated rumors have surfaced from both camps that the parties have reached an agreement. After finance officers labeled Ripple unregistered securities before commencing action early this year, the company and its native XRP cryptocurrency have labored under the weight of the SEC claims. The cryptocurrency, which is extremely popular in both the United States and the United Kingdom, had been steadily rising until the charges arose near the end of 2020. Before the SEC made its emotions known on December 22, 2020, XRP was looking great at approximately 70 cents per unit. It then dropped by 25% in less than 24 hours. Surprisingly, the price of XRP has stood the test of time, currently trading at 79 cents, despite reaching a high of $1.84 in April last year. It reached an all-time high of $3.40 in January 2018. Thereafter, after a continuous uptrend, the SEC filed a complaint in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York against Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen, alleging that sales of $1.3 billion in XRP by Ripple and its officials from 2013 through 2020 constituted a continuous unregistered offering of securities. According to the authority, the 7 years constituted a breach of Section 5 of the 1933 Securities Act. Garlinghouse retaliated quickly, with his lawyers writing a letter to federal judge Annalisa Torres, claiming that the case was regulatory overreach, plain and simple, before noting that the SEC charges fail for a variety of reasons. Brad Garlinghouse joined Liz Claman and Charles Gasparino on Fox Business recently to discuss Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's recent statements on how cryptocurrencies should be addressed. His most intriguing remarks, though, came near the end of the conversation when he was asked about Ripple's lawsuit. Before giving an update, Garlinghouse referenced an interview the day before in which the SEC chairman Gary Gensler predicted that the commission would lose some cases, in attempting to establish a legal distinction between currencies and security tokens. The last update is that expert testimony, expert dispositions, and other matters were completed, and the case is still moving forward. We're expecting some rulings from the court sooner rather than later, but it looks like it is moving slowly. Gary Gensler has maintained the idea that crypto is the Wild West. It isn't the Wild West here, but do you think there are any terrible actors? Yes, there are poor actors in every scene but hidden in disguise under the SEC. Garlinghouse has remarked that when combined with Gary Gensler's admission that the SEC expects to lose some cases, it could be read as a sign that the case is likely to be closed. It remains to be seen whether it rules in crypto's favor, but the whispering winds of fortune appear to be filling Ripple's sails. Meanwhile, Ripple has been tight-lipped about the rumors, saying only that there is no settlement in the works, so there is no further comment they can provide on this. The XRP community believes the defendant is getting closer to a victory in the SEC versus Ripple dispute. While investors await Judge Sarah Net-Byrne's decision, the altcoin's price has risen in response to the bullish narrative. Judge Sarah Net-Byrne's decision on the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is eagerly awaited by the community. Despite the lack of a firm deadline for the decision, supporters feel the matter has reached a conclusion and that the payments behemoth could prevail. The attorney for XRP holders, John Deaton, expects the SEC versus Ripple dispute will be settled within the next month. Although a delay in a decision is possible, attorney Jeremy Hogan believes that an early settlement cannot be ruled out. Commissioner Hester Pierce of the Securities and Exchange Commission feels the regulator will fail to secure a favorable outcome. This might result in a win for Ripple, the payment network. Buyers of XRP are amassing the altcoin, moving tokens from exchanges to personal wallets. $55 million in XRP was just transferred from a whale wallet to an unknown wallet. Despite a sluggish start in March 2022, the altcoin swiftly rebounded from the crypto crisis and gained 5% overnight. The optimism of investors was boosted by the SEC commissioner's statement. As more XRP passes via corridors, it increases the altcoin's utility and acceptance. Despite the fact that the SEC case against XRP is still pending, the altcoin's utility and relevance among traders have increased. As traders await the SEC versus Ripple settlement, analysts have assessed the XRP price movement and forecasted that the upside is capped at 80 cents. Ripple completed a bearish breakout on Sunday, according to FX Street experts, but there was no follow-through as volume participation in altcoins across exchanges decreased. Ripple is having a good time. The XRP lawsuit appears to be on its side. At least, that's how the general public, legal professionals, and the rest of the crypto industry feel. The confidence is well-founded. Defendants appear to have boxed the SEC in its own contradictions, particularly in regard to the ex-SEC William Hinman's personal view versus public guidance on Ether in 2018. Even workers at the SEC aren't certain they'll win the case against Ripple, according to Fox Business journalist Eleanor Tourette. A source close to the SEC tells us Hester Pierce has privately conveyed her belief that the SEC will not receive the result it seeks. The SEC commissioner has expressed concern about the SEC approach to digital assets on numerous occasions and has criticized the BlockFi settlement, claiming that crypto lending is now in jeopardy in the United States. Hester Pierce, widely known as Crypto Mom, has long advocated for regulatory clarity in the crypto space and has expressed her dissatisfaction with the agency's lack of effort. Everyone now believes the SEC will fail to obtain the outcome it expects against Ripple Labs and individual defendants Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson due to a lack of clarity. Ripple's fourth affirmative argument, often known as the fair notice defense, will be crucial in arguing that the SEC failed to provide adequate clarification on the topic. This would set a precedent for other crypto businesses that the SEC might pursue in the future. The SEC has asked Judge Sarah Net-Byrne to reconsider her previous decision on the deliberative process privilege. She is largely expected to decide against the plaintiff, and her judgment will likely be a major factor in determining whether a settlement or a total triumph is reached in the near future. Settlement talks have already begun, and it is expected to take place between April and May, according to the court's schedule. Magistrate Net-Byrne, who has seen all of the privileged documents, will preside over the meetings. It was also discovered that Ripple's lawyers expect the XRP litigation will be resolved soon. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that the prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.